you said that milestones are something that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From your perspective, and this could either be like your personal idea or like what you've seen from research. You're a student. You go onto your LMS. Walk us through like what's the first thing you want to see? What do you want to do? What do you want to be able to interact with? What does that look like on just a regular check-in on any given day?
Yeah. We have our homepage is ever evolving, very, very something that still right now we don't have a definitive answer for because that is the first page you go to. It's very important. And we've had so many different revolutions of this, and we are yet to find an answer for the first thing you see. But in terms of importance, the one big thing is the transparency of what do you have to do. That's something that I think 90% of LMSs forget about is as students, we don't care about what LMS we're using. I could not care less. What I want to know is what assignments do I have to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And from there, it's not always about the learning.
Mhm.
I don't always care about the learning as a student. So how can we put assignments there so you can very easily access them, but do it in a way where we focus on learning, and the way we do that is through having one thing that we're trying out that I want to see if it works, but is hard on the teachers, is having the ability to have rubrics per assignment. So the transparency of rubrics, which 90% of the time we don't read. So how can we make a rubric very easy and intuitive to read, so you know exactly what you want to get out of an assignment?
But isn't a rubric more to the grading side? Like, I feel like that would put the focus more on the grade.
Yes. I guess rubric is a bad word for it. I guess
Guidelines, maybe?
yeah, guidelines,
Or
outcomes,
specific,
things. Yeah,
specific expectations.
Yeah.
maybe.
yeah. Expectations is a good. Again, this is something we're currently working on.
Yeah.
But how can we put assignments to be very transparent? And that's the first thing we think about. And secondly, how can we, instead of focusing on assignments as what they are as assignments, but as the learning that happens during those assignments?
So
Again, I know it's I know I'm giving you very broad things, but this
No,
again very ever evolving.
Right.
Sure.
I don't have a lot of definitive answers, and I think it's going to take years before we actually get definitive answers.
Uh-huh. So yeah, I think that a very big thing, which I totally agree with, is just making assignments so much. Right now, it is very difficult to see what you have to do. And I literally had to like write my own code to take in all the syllabi and like convert that into a thing and put it on my Notion calendar. Like nobody's doing that.
No.
So, but there has to be other. I think that a really big reason why that's not good here is because the professors aren't required to all input their assignments in the same way. Some of them put it in the assignments tab. Some of them put it in the content tab. Some of them like, email it to you. Some of them put it on the calendar in my courses. Some of them don't.
It's no convention.
There's no convention.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not good.
The way we solve this out, because that's something that really frustrated me through high school, is that this idea that every assignment is a different type of assignment. We have one type of assignment. It's an assignment. You have an assignment. And yes, assignments can be quizzes. Assignments can be exams. Assignments can be outside of the LMS. Assignments can be inside of the LMS. Assignments can be externally linked. So something like if you use WebWorks here, right? We have WebWorks. If you use something like WebWorks, how can you externally link that but still have it as an assignment?
Yeah.
So it does standardize this into everything is an assignment if you have to do it. And then your calendar is just showing you all your assignments and their due dates.
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way that we found is just keep it simple. Why do we have to have 80 different types of assignments? Keep it simple. We don't want to have all these features.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care about whether or not something's like a prompt versus a discussion post versus like like a homework thing or a monthly check-in or a quiz or an exam. I just want to know when things are.
Yep.
And you're describing something that would be absolutely fantastic to have.
I think that I'm going to disagree with Finian on this one. And I guess I'm disagreeing with Gavin too in that case. I think that there so for me, I use Notion to organize my life. But so I have everything. I have it in a few different categories. Maybe I hyper categorize, but I tag things as homework. I tag things as quizzes. I tag things as exams, and then I tag things as projects/presentations. The reason I do that is not just for the sake of seeing different nice colors, which I do like seeing the different colors. I think that we need a smart system that, based on what type it is, can notify you accordingly. For example, a homework assignment, notify me a day before. If I have an exam, tell me a week before that it's coming up, right? It should be based on the type, based on how long it's going to take to prepare for or how long it's going to take to complete. It should update accordingly and notify you in a way that reflects the amount of work you have to put into it.
But the problem
That'd be
is,
cool.
like, if you have all these different categories, then the teachers aren't going to feel inclined to be like, to go in and set each individual thing as these things. 'Cause it's another click. It's another click to put it on the calendar for the students.
I think the solution to this is just a simple solution. We do have assignments, and everything is an assignment, but they are categorized. These assignments are categorized.
Okay.
The key difference here is, instead of having broad categories that all funnel into this assignment type, we have assignments that then funnel into these types of.
Oh, interesting.
We have yet to work on a notification system. So notifications, you just don't get notifications.
Yet.
Very
clearly.
Yes, yes. To be clear, you don't get notifications yet. But when we do start working on that, we do want to have an ability to change notifications per assignment, to be able to, in a smart way, notify people accordingly. And I don't know what that looks like yet, but it could look similar to what you're
Would it
talking
be on
about.
the student end, or would it be on, like, the professor end or the university?
I don't know. We have to do research. That's something. we have to do
My
research.
intuition is telling me it should be student end, because every student's gonna wanna is gonna have a preference for how. For example, some students study the day before, so then in that case they want the notification the day before. Some students prepare for 2 weeks, right? So I think that very much depends.
Nerds.
What I don't like. Hey, I have a better GPA. I'm kidding.
You try?
Yeah, I do try a lot. Very
Okay,
hard.
let's.
Well, apparently, Ben, that actually won't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, joke's on me. I'm also not that tall, so
Yeah.
I think in
Exactly.
general I'm just totally cooked.
Yeah, correct.
Just the tallness is the only factor here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I don't like about my course's notifications is that it'll tell me, like, when something has been added to, like, the content section. I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
that
Tell
does
me
not
when
Oh, I
it's
turned
due.
that off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Configurations. You're looking at that. I'm not looking at that.
Are you able to turn off specific notifications? Because I just see one button that says turn off notifications.
I know that I turned them off previously. They might have changed it so that it's now locked down, and now my preferences are just set, which is fine for me, but brutal for you.
Yeah, brutal.